Everyone says you need more discipline to stay consistent. But the people who are actually consistent, they are not using discipline at all. Here's what they are doing instead. Here's the pattern everyone falls into. January 1st, you're motivated. You are crushing it. Week 2, you skip once. Week 3, you've quit and you are blaming yourself for lacking discipline. But here's the reality. Willpower is a finite resource. You are fighting yourself every single day. Eventually, you lose. Not because you are weak, but because that's how willpower works. So here's the reframe. Discipline is forcing yourself in the moment. Consistency is designing systems so you don't have to force yourself. And here are the 3 systems that work when willpower doesn't. System 1. Temptation bundling. Basically making your bad habits work for you. Here's the concept. Only do your guilty pleasure while doing the hard thing. Not before, not after, only during. So if you want to stay consistent with cardio, only watch your favorite show while you're on the treadmill or bike. If you want to stay consistent with cleaning, only listen to that podcast while you are cleaning. If you want to stay consistent with walking or commuting, only listen to audiobooks during that time. You are not eliminating your temptations. You are using them as fuel. And here's why this works. Research from Catherine Milkman found that people who could only listen to their favorite audiobooks at the gym went 51% more often, because you are turning delayed rewards into instant rewards. Cardio normally doesn't feel good in the moment, and the result comes weeks later. But when your favorite show only plays on the treadmill, now the reward is immediate. So here's how to apply this. First, list your guilty pleasures, the things you do anyway. Second, list your should-do behaviors, the things you avoid. Then bundle them. But make sure it's possible to physically do both at the same time. No Netflix while weightlifting. No TikTok while chopping vegetables. Pick combinations where the temptation doesn't interfere with the task. And here's the key. You have to enforce it. No Netflix on the couch, only on the cardio machine. If you cheat, the system breaks. But what if you can't even trust yourself to enforce that rule? That's where system 2 comes in. Remove the escape route. Here's the concept. The Ulysses Pact. It's when you lock in a decision now, so your future self can't back out. That's what you need to do. Remove your ability to quit before you need willpower. Here's what this looks like. If you are trying to focus during work, delete social media apps at the start of your work block. Reinstalling them takes effort. That's the friction you are adding on purpose. If you are trying to save money, give your credit card to a friend for the week. Accessing it requires an awkward conversation. That's the barrier. If you are trying to avoid your phone at night, put it in another room with a timer lock. Getting to it means getting out of bed. That's the friction. You are not trusting future you to make the right choice, because future you is tired, stressed, and tempted. Present you has clarity. Use it to remove future choices. Make quitting harder than continuing. So here's how to apply this. First, identify your biggest temptation or escape route. Second, remove it before you need willpower. Make accessing it inconvenient, embarrassing, or costly. And here's the reframe. You're not weak for needing this. You are smart for knowing that willpower fails. Now, you've removed the choice. But there's one more force stronger than willpower. System 3. Make quitting socially expensive. Announce your goal publicly, because social pressure is stronger than self-pressure. Here's why. When you break a promise to yourself, you feel guilt. When you break a promise to others, you feel shame. And shame is way more powerful. Humans care more about their reputation than their personal disappointment. So use that. Here's what this looks like. Post your goal on social media with weekly updates. Not vague goals like get fit. Specific actions. I'm going to the gym every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 a.m. Join an accountability group that checks in weekly, where people see if you showed up. Or if you want to make it fun, bet money with a friend. If you skip, you pay. The stakes make it real and fun. Now, here's the key. It has to be specific. I want to be more productive. Doesn't work. I'm doing 2 hours of deep work every morning before 10 a.m. works. Because specific commitments create clear accountability. Vague goals let you wiggle out. So here's how you apply this. First, Tell someone specific what you are committing to. Not I'm going to work out more, but I'm training Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 a.m. for the next 90 days. Second, set up regular visible check-ins, weekly posts, group updates, whatever makes it public. Third, and this is optional, add financial stakes. Put money on the line if you want to make it even harder to quit. Now you've got all three systems, and here's how to use them. Start with one. Don't try to use all three systems at once. Pick the system that fits your biggest struggle. If you can't get started, use system 1, temptation bundling. If you keep quitting halfway, use system 2, remove the escape route. If you need external pressure, use system 3, make it public. Master one first, then once it's running smoothly, you can stack them. Here's what this looks like. Let's say you want to stay consistent with cardio. Start with system 1. Only watch your favorite show on the treadmill. Once that's working for 2 weeks, add system 2. Delete streaming apps at home, so Netflix only works at the gym. Once that's solid, add system 3. Post your weekly gym check-ins publicly. Now, you've got all three working together. The show pulls you to the gym. The deleted apps remove the escape route. The public posts make skipping socially expensive. That's how you build a system that actually sticks. And when you still don't feel like it, because you will have those days, the systems make it easier to show up anyway. You are not relying on motivation. You are relying on design. You are not building discipline. You are building a life where consistency is the default. Now, if you want to understand the 5 levels of discipline and where forcing yourself fits in the bigger picture, watch this next. Remember, the path is yours to walk. And as always, I'm in your corner, rooting for you.